Jermaine Defoe, then rated as one of the country's leading young strikers, for £7 million. The tie was a repeat of the classic 1981 final, 1-1 at Wembley, followed by a thrilling 3-2 Spurs win. Would this game live up to the billing of that one? John Watson was there to find out.
So, with Freddie Kanouté due to return after the African Nations Cup, Helder Postiga, who missed a great chance to win this tie first time round, has to fight for his future here. He's alongside Robbie Keane in this lineup. Dean Richards is back in defence. He replaces the injured Gary Doherty, and the midfield is unchanged. Darren Anderton is out injured. Jamie Redknapp started his comeback in the reserves last night. Icelandic goalkeeper Arni Arason makes his debut for City. David James is cup-tied, and Robbie Fowler is back in the starting lineup after a bout of flu and a substitute's role on Sunday. He scored in the Carling Cup when City lost 3-1 here in December. Referee is Rob Stiles, and there was an interesting moment in the tunnel before the game when David Pleat asked Kevin Keegan whether he thought the referee should have 30 seconds with both teams about the new interpretation of offside, but wisely, I believe, they decided against that. This is Richard Dunn for City in the sky blue, playing from left to right. And inevitably, lots of mentions in the Spurs programme tonight about the 1981 final. A 1-1 draw then, as now, and a replay. And Tottenham fans won't need reminding what happened at Wembley that night. As it is, here's Christian Ziege. City with only one win in their last 18 League and Cup games. That was away to Leicester in the third round replay. They'd like to produce that tonight in the fourth round replay. This is Sun Ji-hai. That's Bosvelt not quite making contact. That's Michael Brown to Ledley King. Little flick by Delmar. Oh, and King again, and Tottenham here are making headway. And it's a goal straight away. Almost from the kick-off, the first real attack, and Ledley King, well, what a start for him. And for Spurs, inside 2 minutes, and poor Arni Arason making his debut in goal for Manchester City. The first time he touches the ball, he has to pick it out the back of the net. King, who has a record on his CV of scoring the fastest ever Premiership goal, that was in about 10 seconds at Bradford. Well, this one took just under 2 minutes. Lovely curling shot with the left foot, and King, whose role in midfield has been trumpeted by David Pleat, proves the point. Spurs 1, Manchester City 0. Well, they held out for over half an hour at Arsenal on Sunday, Manchester City, not anything like as firm tonight in North London. Here's Wright Phillips, though. Oh, and that was left rather dangerously by Anthony Gardner for Casey Keller. There's a half-hearted appeal for a penalty which gets waved away. That was Sun Ji-hai. And it looks very much as though we're going to have a match here with plenty of incident. Gardner was waiting for Casey Keller, and, well, it was Sun Ji-hai who nearly nipped in. So only 9 minutes gone, and a hamstring injury to Helder Postiga brings on Gus Poyet, who was sent off against Crystal Palace in the third round and has just served a 3-match ban. Here's Fowler picking up Gardner's header. Good effort by Robbie Fowler with that trusty left foot. Does seem to be coming back onto his game in recent weeks. It was a poorish header by Anthony Gardner. Tarnack continues his run down the left, cut out by Dalmar. But it's Bosvelt again, and that's a decent ball to Fowler. And that wasn't a bad effort at all, and so typical of Fowler at his sharpest. Collected it quickly, and the angle was never anything better than ordinary, and fired across the goal of Casey Keller here, but Fowler looks lively. Here's Bosvelt for City. Steve Carr. Delmar to King. Oh, and that ball from Carr will find Keane in the box, and Robbie Keane has made it Spurs 2, Manchester City 0 in just 19 minutes. What a great ball by Steve Carr. But when Keane's on the prowl, something exciting and unusual sometimes happens. He timed the run magnificently. Look at him just onside for the last defender, gets it down quickly, holds off a challenge, and impudently, with his left foot, just jabs that past the goalkeeper. That is quality finishing by the Irishman. And it's given Spurs what ought to be a winning lead in the first quarter of the game. Nothing that Sun Jihai could do chasing back. There's the trademark celebration. Robbie Keane for Spurs. Just wonder whether Anelka's picked up a knock now. Holding his groin. Keegan concerned. And Jonathan Macken warming up. Well, Anelka has wandered off in very different circumstances to those in which he left the field at Arsenal on Sunday. And he's gone down the tunnel. Nothing going right here for Manchester City. Macken, the substitute. Oh, it's a good ball. It's Wright Phillips. Fowler and Sinclair in the middle. Robbie Fowler. That was a chance for City to pull one back. Good running by Wright Phillips here. Tottenham's defence stretched on their left flank. And Robbie Fowler pulled back to make room and then, well, didn't make proper contact. Brown. King. Delmar outside. And the left-back's injured at the moment. This is Keane. And then Brown. That's a foul. Spurs have been given the free kick. It's a yellow card as well. Well, it's Joey Barton, perhaps going in a shade of high there on Michael Brown, who's been booked. And that's Ziga! Well, he did fancy it. And the German places that superbly and puts Tottenham 3-0 up. Great moment for Christian Ziga, whose career has been so blighted by injury and illness and has really had to work hard to come back. But look at that, well, it was over the goalkeeper's dive, really. It wasn't in the corner. And he's made it more of a one-way first half than it was before. Ziga, who's struck many of those for different clubs across Europe down the years, curls in Tottenham's third goal. And if they make a hash of this now, Spurs, they'll only have themselves to blame. Oh dear, Manchester City, 1 win in 18. Anelka off the pitch injured, 3 goals down. How much worse can this get? Well, it's a first half that will bring a standing ovation from the Tottenham supporters, but it's one that City will want to forget. Back on the pitch, there's a real incident going on. The City players are surrounding referee Rob Styles, presumably complaining about the free kick from which Ziga scored. It was Barton's challenge, and it looks as though Barton, on leaving the field, may have got a second yellow card, in which case that becomes a red, and City would be down to 10 in the second half. The score, Spurs 3, Manchester City 0. Well, referee Rob Styles is no stranger to controversy. And he confirmed that it was whatever Joey Barton said to him, worthy of a second yellow card, which automatically meant a red, and it means Manchester City 3 goals down, Anelka off the pitch injured, Barton sent off, down to 10 men, 1 win in 18. Well, you almost run out of things to say about their dilemma. Here's Wright Phillips, Bosveld. Tarnack will take the free kick for Manchester City. Oh, it's there, Distan was there, and Manchester City are not finished yet. The City captain makes a statement less than 3 minutes into the second half. Tarnack took the free kick, it was a chip ball in, and Sylvain Distan, well, I don't quite know where the markers were, but they weren't looking at him or Robbie Fowler. So, a sudden change of scene here. The 10 men have got a goal back. Sylvain Distan. Delmar. But if Spurs score again, this is Keane. Free kick again in a similar position to where Ziege scored. And it really was the award of that first half free kick that prompted the argument at half-time and the sending off of Joey Barton. Well, are we going to see a bit of Groundhog Day here? Oh, we are! It's off the bar, and there's the header by Poyet! Was it over the line? They're all looking at the assistant referee. A shake of the head, the referee lets play go. And this was nearly number 4. Oh, it was deflected. That's a brilliant save. That's a brilliant save by and a second one by Harrison. That's the double save of the season, believe me. How did he get to the free kick, and how did he get to Poyet's header? Amazing. Oh, well played by Bosveld. Macken to Sinclair. This is Tarnack. Oh, a great turn by Macken against Richards. Oh, and Robbie Fowler couldn't quite get under control. But he might get it on this one. And here's Bosveld, and it's been deflected, and it's in. Bosveld's shot goes in off the defender, and it's 3-2. What an extraordinary cup tie we've got here. Anthony Gardner, I think it was, in the way. Number 30, no question about it. Keller had gone. Bosveld shot. Gardner gets a touch on it that diverts it the other side of the goalkeeper. And it's Tottenham 3, Manchester City 2, and we've only been playing an hour. And the score is as it was in the 81 Cup final replay. But here you don't think it's the end of it. Carr. It's a foul now on Delmar. Davis. This is King. And Keane's touch. Oh, what a good effort. Gus Poyet. That was more like it from Spurs, more like the first half. Not the easiest one there for Keane to control. Poyet gets brought down. Distan, the player involved, there on the ground. No question about the foul, but the perpetrator got the worst of it. Oh, and they left him for a good save. It was Poyet's header, brilliantly turned aside by Harrison. Steve McManaman has been called into the action only belatedly recently, but he must get a chance now. This is Fowler. Oh, and Wright Phillips, is he onside? The linesman says yes, and is this 3-3? It is, and there was no flag. And Sean Wright Phillips has put the 10 men level. What an extraordinary cup tie we have here. And look at those City supporters celebrating one of the comebacks of, well, the last few years, you'd say. 79 minutes gone. Robbie Fowler plays the ball. Now then, that's a touch and go offside. The flag stays down. We're in the last 3 minutes of normal time here at White Hart Lane. Tottenham 3, Manchester City 3. Keane did all the hard work and then sliced the shot. Brown. Two minutes of overtime to be played. Here's Brown. City won a cup tie at Leicester in the last round at a time like this. Wright Phillips. Macken. Still Wright Phillips, didn't give it to him. And still Wright Phillips. Is this a Ricky Villa? Not quite. Jackson. Sibierski. Fresh pair of legs there. This is Tarnack. Macken's coming in. He scored! Oh, astonishing! Would you possibly have believed this? It's the 91st minute, and Jonathan Macken has made it 4-3 to Manchester City, and almost certainly knocked Spurs out of the FA Cup and ensured a Manchester derby. I don't think Sun Ji-hai can believe it. Never mind Tottenham. It's Sibierski here, and then it's Tarnack, and Jonathan Macken, tough though he was, guides his header the other side of Casey Keller, and here we have one of the great FA Cup comebacks of the modern era. Manchester City have come from 3-0 down to lead 4-3, and Keegan the Conjurer is off the bench as the referee, Rob Styles, restarts the game, and there can only be seconds left here at White Hart Lane. Manchester City, their season looked to be on the back foot. This match looked to be a lost cause, but what on earth have they pulled out the fire here? I'll tell you what they pulled out the fire in just a second. It's away by Distan. And it's a long 2 minutes of overtime here from Styles, the referee. This is Distan again. And Macken up there with Gardner, and what they've pulled out the fire here in extraordinary circumstances, Manchester City, is a fifth-round visit to Old Trafford. But what an evening. Tottenham 3 up at half-time, Barton sent off, and Anelka off injured. The game apparently over to all intents and purposes, and just look what happened. Well, they said the 1981 FA Cup final replay between these two clubs could never be beaten, but they've gone a long way to trying to consign that one to a little bit of history tonight.